Who do you think I'm taking at 7?
The reason you said that, I think it's going to be Patrick Baldwin Jr., but I don't know.
No, it's not Pat Baldwin.
Okay.
And it's someone that's way lower on your list than Pat Baldwin. I'm taking TyTy Washington at number 7.
What are we doing? Okay. All right. Sell me. You watched the Georgia game like 6 minutes ago.
Okay, so
you're consistent. I'll give you that. I think you had him like 7th to start the year, and he's still at 7. So it's fine. That's fine.
I'm staying steady on TyTy.
Wow.
Okay. Like I am here, and I am on this. Like I am conducting this hype train. That is where I'm at.
You are.
Okay. He just dropped like 17 assists in the Georgia game.
Georgia. Yep, he did.
Georgia's bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Georgia is not good. Georgia is particularly bad on defense. But I think that what we saw here was a guy that when you kind of clear out and give him some space to operate, you clear out and you give him some space to actually be the real pick and roll maestro of a team, he can make high-level passing reads. He is a really smart, intuitive, intelligent, like reactive point guard and player. You throw in the fact that he's a legit 3-level scorer. Like he can get to the lane and finish with like a nice little floater. He can make like mid-range jumpers. He can knock down threes. Like he's really been impressive so far. He averages 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 49 from the field, 40 from 3, 82 from the line. Like you look at the numbers, all of those numbers are translatable. Like everything there, those are really high-level numbers in an offensive scheme where he's been surrounded by, for the most part, up until that Georgia game, absolutely very little spacing on the court because Keon Brooks doesn't look to shoot from 3, really. He only looks to shoot from like 18 feet. Oscar Tshiebwe like takes those occasional like 18-foot jumpers, but everyone's leaving him open out there for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. Severe Wheeler, everyone leaves him open because he can't shoot. So like the fact that he's even getting to the lane at all and getting into that mid-range area and being able to play is really impressive to me. I think we haven't seen the best of TyTy Washington yet up until that Georgia game.
Oh yeah.
When he got actualized and had a real chance to showcase what he's capable of.
Wow. I've been fairly critical of TyTy Washington. I have because he's not a
you
jet.
Had him. Let me guess where you had him.
Okay.
18?
16.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like you, yeah.
I understand you play who's in front of you, and he was much better in that Georgia game with making reads out of pick and roll. He varied his attacks. He would slow down, then speed up. He punished them in the mid-range, and that's always been his calling card. He's a great pull-up mid-range shooter. I do want to point out, you said Georgia defense is bad. It was more like schematically, and this is the notes I took, they changed their coverage like strangely. Like they didn't tag the roller, and then like they didn't switch. So he turned the corner, and a lot of times just be like free space, free air. Do what you want. You want to pull up. You want to go to the rim. The other big didn't help. And then they went drop coverage, and they were giving him like open jumpers. It's like, this is what he does? Like, I don't think I would have.
Oh, they had no plan. They had no plan to stop him.
And yeah, so that's like a layup for him when he's taking mid-range 15-footers. The big game so far against Duke and LSU, I think it's a little bit banged up against LSU. Duke was very early in the year to kick off. I thought he looked fairly pedestrian. There's a lot of good games on deck in the SEC. I mean, that'll be kind of like the determinant for me on how high up he goes on the board. I can see him being in this year high. I can see him being a little bit higher range. I can see myself moving off 60 in a few spots. 7's high. It's good. I like it that you're shooting a shot.
So let me contextualize a little bit why I think he struggled in that Duke game. If you listen to John Calipari, it was very clear that they were trying to kind of shoehorn him into being a primary scoring threat, like to be like Tyrese Maxey or something like that, or Tyler Hero for this team. And that's not what his game is. Like his game is being a like high level processor of basketball that can play some point next to a bigger wing and act as like almost a secondary ball handler that makes high level passing reads and creates offense that way. Right.
Yep.
To me, TyTy in the NBA is a very clear and obvious, and I wouldn't take him at number 7 for everyone. Like there are teams where I'd have him probably pretty close to where you do. But there are also teams where I'd have him at number 6, like pretty easily,
Mhm.
because if you have a big wing creator already who can handle some of the initiation burden, I love TyTy as like a bigger point guard who can defend ones, who can act as like almost a secondary ball handler. Like imagine him playing for the Bucks, for instance, right? Like that would be an incredible fit next to Giannis because he spaces the floor, he makes high level passing reads, he can get into the mid range and score. Their offense spaces the court just kind of,
Enough.
automatically.
Yep.
Right. Like it's definitely a very situational thing where I love TyTy Washington, but I am, I'm going to shoot my shot here and say that I think that TyTy Washington becomes a very highly effective part of playoff NBA teams
Wow.
as a starting guard.
I like it. I like it.
You are up at
I don't know
number
what to
8,
say.
Penny.
You've left me speechless. 7 picks in.